Did we really expect Marjorie Taylor Greene's last piece of legislation to be anything less than controversial? Last month, MTG announced her resignation from Congress following a bitter feud between her and President Trump. And she's still leaving, but not before her bill, the Protect Children's Innocence Act, gets voted on expectedly tonight. In short, the bill promises to federally criminalize providing transgender surgeries or medications to minors in the United States, which would be a first.
Children have been sexually exploited under the malicious falsehood of so-called gender-affirming care, especially given the fact that this is happening in too many cases before these kids are ever old enough to legally vote, legally get a tattoo, ink printed on their own bodies, and make real adult decisions.
The 40 Republican co-signers of the bill and more see the issue as a political winner, especially with every single parent in a blue state who is fearful of sending their child to schools where administrators can transition their kids behind their backs. We've seen this many, many times. Democrats, LGBTQ advocacy groups, and major medical associations framed the bill as discriminatory, saying it puts gender-confused minors at a higher risk of depression and suicide. Not like there could be any other reason for that, right? This fight is not novel. We even saw Trump sign 4 executive orders aimed at protecting biological reality mere days after getting sworn in, including orders banning transgender women and girls from women's sports and ending federal funding for gender transitions for people under the age of 19. What is novel, however, is the broader culture's opinions on transgender surgeries for minors. Now, I'm not sure how plugged into the rap scene you are, but Queen of Rap Nicki Minaj, who has not endorsed this specific legislation yet, came out guns a-blazing against California Governor Gavin Newsom for saying that he wants to see trans kids.
We didn't get into trans sports. That's an issue no one wants to hear about because 80% of the people listening disagree with my position on this. I want to see trans kids.
And her fans that possess basic reading comprehension skills defended Nicki, saying that her criticisms don't betray her LGBT fans and no, it's actually not a super crazy idea to want children to be shielded from a permanently damaging procedure. This is huge coming from an artist with such a massive platform, and her entire discography surged on all streaming platforms immediately following her posting spree though, so it looks like the Barbs agree that transing your kids is bad. But it's not just them though, it's kind of the entire country. A February Pew Research poll found that majorities of US adults favor or strongly favor laws and policies that require trans athletes to compete on teams that match their sex assigned at birth and ban healthcare professionals from providing care related to gender transitions for minors. And even more recently, a June Gallup poll found that 69% of US adults continue to believe that transgender athletes should only be allowed to play on sports teams that match their birth sex, and 66% of Americans say that a person's birth sex rather than their gender identity should be listed on their official government documents. All this considered, do you think MTG has a winner in this bill, or is taking a hard stance on this issue still a political risk that politicians aren't really willing to take?